Ms. Fisher.
Sit down.
Good evening and welcome to the first Seminole County Board of Adjustment meeting of the new year. One quick little housekeeping item I want to mention, then we'll go on to our agenda. I just want to take a quick moment and recognize the passing of Matt Brown. I don't know if some of you all might have known Matt. Matt was a great member of our community, served for a long time with distinction on our Planning and Zoning Commission. Wonderful human being. Just nicest person we've ever known, probably one of my father's best friends, and he'll be missed. He'll be missed, and I hope his family realizes how much they're missed by this community. Let's talk about, moving on from that, talk about procedures. For those in the audience who haven't attended one of these meetings before, allow me to review our procedure. As we move through the agenda tonight, different staff members will introduce each item and make a statement for the record as to what the basic facts are. If you would like to speak on a matter and you are not the applicant, we need you to fill out a form that's out in the lobby there. And when you do, hand it to the nice lady next to the podium, and you'll be called upon as we get to your item. The applicant and the applicant supporters will be heard first. Those in opposition will be heard next. And if necessary, there will be an opportunity for rebuttal. Comments should be restricted to the pertinent information that's at issue, the land use issue. We don't get into neighbor disagreements, homeowner disagreements, neighborhood spats. That's not relevant here. If you're speaking representing yourself, you have 3 minutes to speak. If you represent a group, you'll have 6 minutes to speak. And when you come up to the podium, we ask that you identify yourself by name and address for the record. And we request that each speaker be given courteous and respectful attention, treating others as you'd like to be treated. Don't be surprised, the board may ask questions of the applicant, of people who come to speak, or of staff. Any information you share with us, photos, things like that, will be kept as part of the record. We do ask that if the information you share is a digital photo on a device, that you share it with staff after the meeting, so we can keep everything in the record. Once we have heard from everybody, the floor will be closed to comment. I will ask a motion from the board. We may have a conversation about it. A vote will then be taken, and that will be that. If you are in disagreement with any of our decisions, you can appeal them to the Board of County Commissioners, and after the meeting, staff can help you with that process. So that is that. Before we move on to the regular schedule, item number 9, which is 9483 Shortleaf Court, the applicant has requested that be continued. So in that spirit, the chair would entertain a motion to continue that.
So moved.
We have a motion, it's moved by Judge Bravo. Is there a second?
Seconded.
Second from Mr. Evans. Does anyone feel the need to discuss that or move right to a vote?
Excuse me, Mr. Chair, are we continuing to the next meeting, the
You're
February
right,
meeting?
yes, to the next meeting.
Okay.
Thank
okay.
you for picking, to a date certain. Yes, ma'am.
Who first?
I'm sorry?
Who first?
The chair would entertain a motion and the judge made it, and Mr. Evans seconded.
Mr. Chair,
yes, sir.
I don't know if the homeowner is aware of what exactly continuing and everything else, making sure that, is the homeowner here, correct?
Is the applicant here? Yes. My understanding, and I don't want to get into the merits at this point, but apparently there was another variance that would be required, and they're hoping to have the entire matter heard at once, but whether we do that or not is, of course, at the pleasure of this board, and I'm not advocating either way.
If the homeowner's here, my stance is, if the homeowner's here, let's hear him out.
Sure.
If they made the trip down here, otherwise, you know, it's, and I understand that they understand that they're going to have to come back for the second time, but if they made the trip down here, I say we hear him out. That's just my opinion.
Okay. Anyone else have thoughts?
Did the homeowner request a continuance or staff?
Yes, the
The
homeowner,
applicant.
the homeowner requested the continuance because there's a height variance that's
Sure.
needed with the
Sure.
size. And
Oh, so the
I will let
homeowner
you-
requested it.
And I
Okay.
will tell you that I will tell the opposition and the support and the applicants that there is a percentage of a chance that the item could be heard, so I always recommend for them to come, because if I
Okay.
don't,
Sure.
then you'll hear it.
If they requested it, then, okay, all right.
Any other thoughts? All right. We have a motion, we have a second. Those in favor of continuing?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, it's continued to next month's meeting. Those who did come tonight, I apologize for the inconvenience. I will just share from experience, it's better for everybody just to hear everything at once. And so, again, I'm sorry, but you'll get home before the cold. Having heard that, item number 1.
Good evening. For the record, Angie Gates. Item number 1 is a request for a north side yard setback variance from 10 feet to 1 foot for a carport in the M1 Industrial District located at 500 Plumosa Avenue. The proposed carport will be 1,200 square feet and will encroach 9 feet into the required north side yard setback. The applicant held a community meeting on December 9th, 2025, as required for all non-residential variances. There have not been any prior variances for the subject property, and this concludes my presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. Gentlemen, questions for staff? Ms. Gates, real quick, in the applicant's responses to the 6 criteria, one of their comments was to discuss the actions of their northern neighbor. Is staff aware of that, or is there any kind of code enforcement action going on with that, or?
Which number?
I should have, I'm sorry, I should have had that handy. I guess number 2 there. And actually, I think they referred to it a few times in there. But just, I mean, is staff aware of what the neighbors are doing?
I can't
or-
say if that is a code violation or not. They may be permitted to have the concrete blocks there.
Fair enough,
So
and I know I'm
can't speak
catching you
on that.
flat-footed with that. All right, having that, is the applicant here? Oop, is our applicant here? What do y'all think about perhaps moving this to the bottom of the agenda?
Yep.
Yeah, so moved.
All right, so moved, we have a second?
Aye, right here.
Mr. Beagley, those in favor of moving it to the bottom of the agenda?
Aye.
All right, so number 2, please.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Item number 2.
Sorry,
That's okay. Item number 2 is a request for a side yard setback variance from 10 feet to 8.5 feet for enclosing a carport in the R2 1 and 2 family dwelling district in the Slavic Village subdivision located at 2605 Holly Road. The existing carport will be converted into approximately 247 square feet of living space and encroaches 1.5 foot into the required east side yard setback. The applicant applied for the appropriate building permit, 25-13331, and at that time, it was determined that a setback variance would be required. There have not been any prior variances for the subject property, and this concludes my presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. Gentlemen, questions for staff?
I
Evans.
actually do have one. I mean, the carport is in line with the house itself. I would assume the house itself would have been permitted for the setbacks, or at least conforming to the use. What's the issue here?
Well, we don't require signed and sealed surveys, so it could have been at the time they put on their survey or site plan when they submitted, and it just was off 1.5 feet, or it was
Gotcha.
wrong, but now that they're enclosing it and to create living
It's
space,
created a
they
new
have to
issue.
variance.
Okay.
All right, any other questions? Seeing none, is the applicant here? Is there bad traffic out there?
It's the snow.
It's the snow.
The temperature dropped to 60.
I guess so. Austin, they came a little fast, man.
Hey, you'd have
Lordy.
thought.
All right, Chair would entertain a motion to continue this to the bottom of the agenda.
Second.
Second by Mr. Beagley, a motion by the judge. Those in favor? Oh, I'm sorry, are you the applicant, sir? No. Okay. You are now. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, bottom of the agenda with that one. Number 3.
I know my applicant's here for this one. Item number 3 is a request for a front yard setback variance from 50 feet to 30 feet for a single-family dwelling in the A1 Agricultural District in the Eureka Hammock subdivision located on vacant lot 2Q on Miller Road. The lot's a legal parcel of record and was created prior to Seminole County subdivision regulations being adopted. In the early 1960s, when the subject lot was created, the minimum lot size was 10,000 square feet. The proposed single-family residence will be approximately 2,000 square feet and will encroach 20 feet into the required front yard setback. There have not been any prior variances for the subject property. However, there have been multiple variances of the same for same exact setback on this street that were approved. It should look familiar to some of you. And that concludes my presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. Gentlemen, questions for staff? Seeing none, Ms. Fisher, are you here? Anything you'd like to add? Any questions for the applicant? All right. Anyone here to speak in support of the matter? Seeing none, anyone here to speak in opposition? Seeing none, gentlemen, your pleasure.
Move to approve.
Motion approved from the
Second.
judge, second by Mr. Beagley. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Enjoy. Number 4.
Item number 4 is a request for a front yard setback variance from 100 feet to 50 feet for a detached carport in the A1 Agriculture District located at 4953 Nolan Road. The proposed carport will be 450 square feet and will encroach 49 feet into the required front yard setback. The applicant applied for the appropriate building permit, permit number 25-16111. It was determined at that time that a variance would be required. There have not been any prior variances for the subject property, and this concludes my presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. Gentlemen, questions for staff? Seeing none, is the applicant here? Is there anything you'd like to add, sir?
No, just a couple more.
Gentlemen, do you all have any questions for the applicant? All right. Anyone in the audience to speak in support of this matter? Seeing none, anyone here to speak in opposition? Seeing none, your pleasure.
Move to approve.
We have a motion approved from Mr.
I'll
Levant.
second.
A second from Mr. Beagley. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, enjoy. Number 5.
Item number 5 is a request, for 2 requests. One is for a south side yard setback variance from 50 feet to 10 feet, and 2, a front yard setback variance from 100 feet to 50 feet for a storage and produce stand in the A5 Rural Zoning Classification District located at 3571 North County Road 426. The proposed storage and produce stand will be 2,275 square feet and will encroach 40 feet into the required south side yard setback and 50 feet into the required front yard setback. On December 2nd, 2024, the following variances were approved for this property. A side yard north setback variance from 10 feet to 8 feet for a shed. A side yard north setback variance from 50 feet to 26 and a half feet for a carport. A side street south setback variance from 50 feet to 22 feet. And a front yard setback variance from 100 feet to 47 and a half feet for a gazebo. One letter of opposition was received today and was placed on the dais for your viewing pleasure from the neighbor located at 455 McLean Lane. And this, also let me read into the record that should the board decide to approve the variance, we have additional staff conditions or recommended conditions. And I'd like to go ahead and read those.
Please do.
That per the additional evidence received from code enforcement, the following conditions will have to be included with the staff recommendation in the event of if the board approves the request. Produce sales must be in accordance with the Land Development Code, Section 30.5.2, and limited use permit condition for a plant nursery on-site produce only. The applicant must submit a site development plan within 30 days from the board approval for this site, for site improvements. And that concludes my presentation. Should you have any questions, I'll be here to answer.
Thank you, ma'am. Gentlemen, questions for staff? Mr. Beagley?
Mr. Chair, I heard you say that code enforcement had mentioned it. Are they in active code enforcement right now, or it just,
For certain things, there's certain things that don't pertain to this variance, but are on this property, they are in code violation for that they'll be working through.
thank you, Angie.
Any other questions for staff?
Have those issues been discussed with the petitioner?
The additional staff recommendations?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I don't.
Is the applicant aware of the additional staff recommendations?
They are, I just received these recommendations. Yes.
Gotcha. All right, any other questions for staff? Is the applicant here? Yes, ma'am, please, come on up, because I think we're going to have questions. If you'd share with us your name and address for the record.
Yes. Hello, my name is Juana Olazabal. I'm the owner of 3571 North County Road, 426. Well, we want basically this variance approved for having a small stand produce that we produce fruits and vegetables on site, and also for storage for our fertilizers and things that we use for our nursery.
Gotcha. Anything else?
No, so just that.
Gentlemen, questions?
Would the ingress and ingress be on more than one road?
Sorry?
Sorry, not a good question. I didn't make it clear. How many roads, how many ways to get into the property?
There is one way.
One way only? Because I look at the map, okay.
There is
So
only.
it's just the one? Okay.
It's on, like, we have our own road. We don't use McLean. We have our own road by 426.
Like 426?
Yes.
The driveway that's kind of on the bottom
Yeah.
left of that corner?
Yeah, that's inside our property.
Okay,
We don't use McLean.
but you
at
don't
all.
use it?
No.
Let's see.
So there's no way somebody then would pass into the property off of the McLean Lane?
No, we always tell them to go by 426.
Oh, yeah, but if they're driving their car, how do they know?
Because in the instructions, like, it's always that we are on 426 and the entrance is by
Okay, so
4.
they have something,
Yes,
some
and
written
we-
instructions approving the meeting prior.
Yeah, and then also the gate of McLean, there is a small gate that we only use for like taking the bins, the trash, because the trash comes from that side, but we don't use it. No, not even to go with the car, because it's too small. We only use the main gate.
Mr. Beagley, do you have a question?
I did. So how long has this business been? How long have you been doing this for?
It's only the 1 year and about 6 months. The
Okay.
first year, technically not even, because we had, the hurricane was really bad for us.
Okay,
So we lost a lot of our plants.
okay. So.
So
and-
technically 6 months.
One of the things that I know I look for, speaking just for me and not for the rest of the
Yes.
directors, is when it looks for special easements, or not easements, I'm sorry, when it looks for a special condition, what has changed? So in the year and a half that you've been operating this, or that you've owned this, what has changed now that you need this variance? So there has to be some sort of special circumstance or something that has changed in order to add on or to take, when we ask for a variance.
Yes.
What's changed to ask for this that would have a special?
I have more plants now, and we use more fertilizers, and we need a place to store, like, for them not to be exposed to the rain because they get bad. And also, like, now we have more produce and that we would like to have there.
Is it to grow then?
Yeah, we
To
grow.
grow the business?
Yeah, we-
Not, I know you grow plants, but
Yeah.
to grow the
Yeah,
business?
we're growing, like, it's not a big business, it's just small. Like, having the business there is allowing me to grow, and I'm trying to save some money so I can buy a commercial place and then, like, move the business there.
You'll have a chance, I know, to speak with some of the people that will come afterwards
Yes.
that, because there is some opposition right now. We listen
Yes.
very carefully to everything. Have you had a chance to talk to your neighbors? Has anybody come to your business and said, I don't like it for this reason?
We had some issues with the other neighbors on
Okay.
426, and I've spoken with them already.
Okay.
It's okay. The other neighbors across the street, they like our business, and
Okay.
also the ones across the street of 426. But then, other than that, I haven't talked to anyone.
You were unaware.
No one
Okay.
has come with me to talk to me. Today, code enforcement was there, and I talked to him. And he told me that it was the neighbor next door, and I went to her house, like, to try to talk to her, like, to see if there was any, like, something that maybe, like, she didn't like, but I couldn't find her, so I don't have her phone number or anything, so. But we don't, the code enforcement told me that basically she said that people were using McLean and they haven't. We only use 426.
Okay, well, I'm sure if they're here, we'll hear from them, so,
Yeah, of
okay,
course.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wait, there might be, there are, any other questions?
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Levant?
Yes. Is there anywhere else on your property you could put the stand in the storage unit?
The other places, it's like, I use it for more storage, and like I wanted to have like that designated area to place for the nursery, the storage, so,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Mr. Evans, the judge?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got, I think, maybe a follow-up on Mr. Levant and one question for you. So you're looking to open a produce stand to grow the business. Are you actively selling produce to people now?
Yes,
Okay.
we sell some produce.
Okay.
Yes, but in order to sell more, we need a space, because then we won't be able to.
Sure.
So we need to prepare before, like, start like doing more. But yeah, we've been selling produce for a
Okay.
while, and we sell also to restaurants.
Okay, all right, so you do have active sales, all right. Now, the outline on the map, you know, the red rectangle, so to speak, is on that little driveway that you said you don't really use. It's sort of proprietary on your own property, right? Are we able to go to the survey map? Just so she can kind of see? There we go, yeah.
Yeah.
So where the red box is, that's your proposed spot, right?
Yes.
So the complaint on the west side, and maybe this is too far, but I mean, is that road like unnecessary? I mean, could you move the building further east?
You mean they wouldn't use McLean?
No, I understand. They would still be using, you know, your property, but there'd be more space on the west side of the boundary.
Mr. Evans?
Because
Is that too far?
Ma'am, no, if I might, ma'am, I think what Mr. Evans is talking about is where on the left of the image, there's the red rectangle box that's on top of a gray curve that we're taking as a driveway or road or something like that.
Yeah, we are going to eliminate that, to put that. So
Okay.
the main entrance will be only by that
Okay.
main, yes.
Gotcha, that actually clarifies a lot of stuff.
We are taking that because we don't want people to park anymore. Some people like to stop by just the main road,
Sure,
so we want them to enter
Okay.
by, yeah.
okay.
So they're going to come in on that long road?
Yes,
The other little road is going to be gone?
gone.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to remove it at all.
And to follow up on the judge's question, so they'll come onto your property to park, they will not park on
No.
46 or McLean?
No, only in my property, and that's why I'm eliminating that. Yeah, and then like if I put it more towards there to meet the variance, to meet the setback, I would be in the pond, so I will be blocking that main
Okay.
road.
So, Mr. Chair, may I?
Please.
There's a picture here that we have, and like, actually, you know what, I'll wait for the complaint to come up, and then I'll address
Okay.
that. Thank you.
Any other questions for the applicant? Thank you, ma'am. Oh, sorry, you have one.
Yes.
Now, you want, the people are anticipating to park on the property. Is there any type of notice on either highway not to park on the road?
I was going to just move everything and then put a sign because, but also they were telling me that I cannot put any like sign that says parking or anything like that. So it's like contradictory. I don't know really what I can do or the solution. But I only want them to go inside my property so I don't have any other problems.
Sure.
Any other questions?
Well, I was concerned if
Sure.
she knows not to make her own sign, but if she were to, it wouldn't be valid because it needs to be a state-controlled type of sign.
Yeah, if I can put something, that would be great, like, because I always close now the small gate, and then I tell them to go inside, like, to not park near the road, yeah.
I guess that it begs the question, if I could ask staff, either Ms. Gates or Ms. Hamel, Is there a process that she could apply to the county for some kind of signage, no parking, whatever?
Because a county road, it would have to be like a right-of-way use permit that, to allow for the sign, but I think what the issue is that
I mean, like a county sign,
a county sign.
yes, the typical no parking sign or something like that.
I know we've done that. I don't know if it would be in this case because she's not supposed to be a commercial use. It's supposed to be advertised. This is supposed to be agricultural in nature, and I think that's the issue that's happening with the sign.
Okay.
Gotcha, thank you.
Okay.
That answers my question. Thank you, ma'am.
And actually, I have one more
Oh, sorry,
question.
Mr. Evans.
And
You're
actually-
not getting at it.
And also, I'll need your help for it. So we had the 3 conditions that staff said we need, should we approve?
Yes.
We would also have to acquiesce to these 3 other requirements. One of them being you would only sell produce on site, that you grow on
Yeah.
site, that you would comply with other county code, and what was the third?
I think were there 2 or 3, Ms. Gates?
There were 2.
That's what I
I'm
thought,
sorry,
yeah.
okay.
Just those 2 then, okay.
Oh, and the site development plan, she'd have to submit a site
Yes.
development. Is that a problem?
Oh, no, I'm here to follow the
Okay.
rules. Yeah.
That was my last question.
Okay, I'll ask one last time. Any other questions? Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Is there anyone else in the audience to speak in support of this matter? Seeing none, moving to those who might be in opposition, I do have a form filled out by Tina Coley, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Ms. Coley, did you want to speak? Yes. Please. And if you'd give us your address as well, please.
Surely. My name's Tina Coley. I live at 3543 North County Road, 426. I am the one that owns McLean Lane in 426. That other corner, the one that she said she couldn't find, but I'm always there because I'm disabled. So I don't understand that one. Anyways, we're having a little issue with this because, first of all, we've had 3 accidents, car accidents coming out of McLean Lane and going into McLean Lane in the past 15 months. There is a obstruction that is there. I realize that she's trying to go for a variance for a building she wishes to put on the property, but that's been there since 2023. And it's obstructing the view of the people coming down McLean Lane, trying to take a right-hand turn into and onto 426. They've also had a lot of different, I realize she wants a building for fertilizer. She has a lot of plastic, kind of like Rubbermaid type big buildings all along McLean Lane, and a lot of storage and pots and things of that all along there. She uses that part of the property now for storage. If there is a lot of fertilizers, that is now bringing up another concern for me, because that is a wetland that she lives on, or always has been. That pond, the first picture was more appropriate of what it was supposed to be. The second picture is not what it is today, and there was a code enforcement gentleman there today taking pictures to prove what it looks like today. It seems like they're building a parking lot on that little part over there. There's no greenery there whatsoever. It's all just ground. They've moved that pond at least 100 feet from McLean Lane. They have filled in well more than 100 dump trailers, dump trucks full of mulch and dirt, and actually even took the gentleman across the street that she claims they like, took his driveway when he changed his driveway 3 months ago, and that's now in the pond. So we do have a problem with having a commercial property being on that corner. This is an agricultural situation. This is not a commercial landing, and it's being used as such. She's already spoken about the many code violations that are on here, and as far as the variance is concerned, there is no special hardship for this property to have this gazebo building that's on there, and all of the ones she said she's getting permits for are already existing.
Gentlemen, any questions for Ms. Coley?
Oh, and they use my property for parking lately, right in front of my fence. And they do go down McLean Lane looking for the property. It's a very easy thing to do, looking for anybody on 426 McLean Lane is very confusing. It's just a very small, dirt, private road. And it's not supposed to be used by them actually at all, not even to go into their property, because it's only for the people that live on McLean Lane, and they have a residential address of 426.
Understand. Gentlemen, do you have questions for this person? Ms. Coley, just a question that comes to mind, not to be adversarial by any means. As you were listening, staff had shared 3 additional requirements they would want if it was the mood of this board to approve it with those conditions, would those address your concerns?
Not really, there's way too much traffic for that corner of the land. That's only a small piece of property, it's kind of like a pie shape, as you can see. And if people are starting to park on the outside of 426, or I don't know how they could possibly park on their property because there's supposed to be a pond on their property, so where would they actually park?
Gotcha.
Okay?
Thank you.
It does cause a lot of problems as far as the people are concerned on McLean Lane. I've gotten complaints from neighbors, and I'm sure you've gotten another one from them as well, that the more they fill in that wetland, the more they're pushing that water somewhere else. Now, I don't have a problem with it. I have a very high and dry property, but they've asked me to speak in their behalf as well.
Can you please, if you can reach it on the screen behind you, can you indicate where, when you say the wetland area, which
Yeah,
sounds
that pond.
distinct from the, you mean the pond, you do mean the pond?
Well, originally.
Okay.
I don't use a pen. Originally, actually, I got a paper I drew.
Or actually, ma'am,
This is what the pond looked like in 2000.
sure, everybody here and the folks on TV.
Yeah, sorry, this is what the pond looked like in 2000, and
One second,
well-covered.
the clerk's
I
going to
tried
put
to
it,
buy the
one
property.
second, I'm sorry. The clerk's going to put it on the screen so
Sure.
folks hearing it and on YouTube can see it.
Sure.
May I ask while she's doing that, are you anticipating a major success to where there'll be so much requirement for parking they couldn't accomplish it? Or are
Actually,
you
sir-
just figuring?
No, actually, right now, it's being used as such.
Pardon me?
It's being used as such. We have delivery trucks going down McLean Lane. They can't go down through her property right now because it's dangerous. They keep digging and putting, and I've got photos, and so does the guy from the code enforcement. They keep digging and putting large walls of dirt next to the fence line so you can't see inside, and they keep digging the pond out, pushing concrete and fill in, and then they fill it up, and they get more deliveries. 10, 15 trucks come up with more dirt, with more concrete, and they've been doing this since 2023. I've called several times to get some help on this situation, and it just seems to be allowed.
So what is that showing?
That's how big the pond used to be. The pond in 1999, when I wanted to buy this property, was over 75% of the property line. I was told that if I wished to purchase that property to put a home on, I would have to only be able to put a home on the back corner of the property, like they did, and I could fill up that land. But I could not use that land or fill that land in because it was a wetland.
Is that
Been underwater since the beginning of time.
a hand drawing? Or is that
I'm so sorry?
is that a hand drawing, or is
Yeah,
that?
that was me. You can also go on realty.com, and they will show you a picture of what the house in the pond looked like in 2021 when they put their property online. And you can still see the pond was much larger then. If you go drive down there tomorrow, like I told the gentleman today, if you actually got into that pond, at this point, you wouldn't be able to get very far. You would be hitting concrete. I've been watching this for a good long time.
So, we just make decision on variances here.
Understood, understood.
You're talking
But the
about
point being is if you
DEP, code
give-
enforcement.
I
let's
understand, but if you give
stay
them
here.
a variance
Yeah.
on this property, they're just going to keep pushing it. Because they have already done what they're trying to get you to let them do now. It's already accomplished on the property.
We understand. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate your input.
No problem.
Is there anyone else in the audience to speak in opposition? Seeing none, I think it's only fair if the applicant would like to come in and share some last thoughts and a rebuttal.
Okay, so the pond, we haven't, I know they've been calling to the county, and Sarah from Environmental went there and he spoke to the person that was working and putting the dirt because it was super low, and we've been flooded, almost got to the house because it's super low. The person before us that had the land took a lot of dirt out of the property. So we haven't broken any rule because we're just going on the same, even we're lower than the other properties around. And even the neighbors across, they have a huge wall of dirt And when hurricane comes, we get all the water from the neighbors. So we are not like, when I spoke to Sarah and she said like we are doing nothing wrong, the pond, it's impossible to fill a pond that big. Like I will need 1,000. I feel like you probably don't understand, but we will need so much dirt and it's so expensive. Right now dirt is 250 a load. So it's impossible. Like I wouldn't like be able to do that much. We've been trying just to keep the land for us to be able to live good and without like flooding. So our plants like are like not go rotten or go bad, like because we lost so much before. And we never use McLean. We always use our own road. And if they are saying like McLean, they own McLean, they don't own. I know the owner of McLean because he offered me to buy it. I was going to buy the whole road, and the owner is Tim Priest, that he sold me the land too. And he owns all the road and the corner, which I'll probably purchase, but yeah, I never use it because I don't want to have any problems with the neighbors around. I'm just using my own road. So yeah. And if they go, it's just Amazon that delivers there and they leave. And yeah, I don't know what to say.
I understand. Gentlemen, do you have any questions for the applicant while she's here? Gotcha. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Appreciate that. Do you have, does staff have additional image, something for us to look at?
Yes.
That was in 2023.
That was when
That
the-
microphone's not working.
2023, the
No, I'm
pond.
saying that the microphone's not working for the folks on
Oh.
TV.
That image is from 2023.
Gotcha.
For you guys reference.
That was when the hurricane happened and we got water. If you took an image that time, we got water all the way like back, almost getting to the house. It was like a huge pond, but then in the dry season, everything like shrinks.
So
Are you
if
in
I'm
a flood
looking at
zone?
what's-
Sorry?
Are you in a flood zone? FEMA flood map, are you in a 100-year floodplain?
I don't know exactly, but probably that area should be a flooding.
Jay, you
It
can
gets
put on the
flooded.
layer for the flood. Okay.
While the clerk is working on this, what is being presented to show us? Is there something on that laptop that we're,
Yeah, she's going to pull up the layer for the flood zone.
gotcha.
And and we can also look at different years of the pond if you want to, if it's the board's pleasure. But she's just trying to pull up the environmental layers.
So I see what FEMA's saying. I'll be curious to see what you guys,
Just-
And while the clerk's still working on that, may I ask a question to staff?
Sure.
So the big concern that the opposition had was traffic, especially on the 426 and the safety thereof. Has traffic engineering approved this variance?
We didn't seek traffic engineering approval because essentially they could build a house right there
Okay.
at 50 feet.
Okay. So effectively, traffic engineering didn't care because it's our zoning requirements
We
as agriculture.
didn't send anything to traffic engineering.
Gotcha.
Because
Okay.
if the house originally were
Right.
allowed to be built there, it could be 50 feet from the front yard
Gotcha.
setback.
Okay.
We're only requiring them to do that because it's projecting in front of the main residence. Although it looks like two separate lots, property appraiser separates it for the ag use. One's the homestead exemption and one's the ag use.
Gotcha. Okay.
There's no FEMA,
yeah, I didn't show it on my end. FEMA's, it's not a 100-year floodplain,
just the wetland.
the wetland. Thank you. That's what I thought.
Gotcha. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Thanks.
That will close, I will close the floor to testimony and input. Let's do this. Why don't we make, Chair will entertain a motion, and then let's have a conversation and then take a vote. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to deny.
A motion to deny from Mr. Beagley. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Levant. Your motion, your thoughts?
So, one of the things, Mr. Chair, that we look at is always hardships. We've turned down many things before with hardships before. I understand business growth, but when we all look at businesses, we look at how it can grow legally and how it can go outwards, especially living in a neighborhood like this, and how it's zoned. I am all for business growth, and I do understand that it's important, but it's also picking where that growth is going to be happening, so it doesn't affect neighbors, which I think that is where we come in, is where that comes in. Like the pond and stuff, all that stuff that's DEP, that's the county, that's flood mitigation, that's all that stuff. It has nothing to do with us. But I think growing would be a problem right now, is it would cause further issues in that area, which we've heard from residents, we've read from also as well. That's just my point of view, is the hardship's just not there. But that's just my opinion.
That's a fair point. Mr. Levant, did you have a comment?
Yes, looking at the opposition for the structure itself, it seems that there is strong opposition from the neighbors and as well as the traffic and safety. So our possible approving of this structure could lead to more damages down the line.
Mr. Evans, do you have a thought?
Yeah, I mean, my concern is where does agritourism become commercial enterprise? And would this variance be more conducive to a commercial venture, an agrotourist venture? And that's really sort of the piece I'm chewing on, so.
Judge, you have thoughts?
Yeah, because I'm always in favor of progress in business, but in looking at the picture, I don't know what kind of parking requirements would anticipate, but it looks like they're going to have to remove foliage or trees or something. It just doesn't appear to be adequate.
Gotcha. Unless there's any other comments, I think I'll go ahead and call the vote. You good with that?
Yes, sir.
So we have a motion to deny the application, and we have a second. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So the matter is denied, ma'am. I'm sorry, but if you do want to appeal this to the county commission, after the meeting, staff can help you with that process. With that, now we're on to number 6.
Okay, is it item number 6?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sorry, I can't count. Item number 6 is a request for a south side yard setback variance from 10 feet to 3.5 feet for a covered boat dock in the R1AA Single Family Dwelling District in the St. Johns River Estates subdivision located at 1731 Perch Lane. The subject property is proposing a boat dock that will be 480 square feet and will encroach 6.5 feet into the required south side yard setback. A letter of support was received from the neighbor located at 4460 Canal Drive. There have not been any other prior variances, and this concludes my presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. Gentlemen, questions for staff?
So there's a letter of support. I wasn't showing that in my packet. What was the address on that?
Check the screen. Directly across.
Oh,
Costa Canal, yeah.
gotcha. You're good, Andrew. Thanks.
Any other questions for staff? Seeing none, is the applicant here? Would you mind coming down, sir? I think we have a couple of questions, and you might have some thoughts, too. If you would, please, sir, share with us your name and address for the record.
I'm Joe Hudson, 1731 Perch Lane, Sanford.
Before we ask you questions, do you have anything you want to add to what staff had shared?
There should be 4 letters of support from my neighbors in the packet that I submitted. All adjacent landowners.
Mr. Hudson, if I can interrupt you just real quick there. Any chance those letters came in and just not in time to get in our packets, or?
I only received one.
Okay.
I submitted them with my application. Well, no, it was the day after. No, let's see. I did the application on Friday and brought the letters in on Monday.
Gotcha. You're telling us, though, speaks volumes, and that's okay. But please, continue what you were sharing.
I have a recessed area. I'm on a canal to the river, St. Johns River, And my house was built in 1960, and a previous owner, probably around the same time, put in a recessed boat port area with concrete walls on 3 sides. And I just want to put a boat dock with a lift inside that with a roof on there. It's an existing area. I just want to be able to take the boats, lift them out of the water with a covered area.
Gotcha. Gentlemen, any questions for Mr. Hudson?
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Beagley?
So we're not changing any of the wall structure or anything, we're just putting an accessory in for a boat lift, essentially, correct?
Yes, just putting it right inside the existing boat port, if you will.
Cool, thank you, sir.
Any other questions for the applicant?
I have
Mr.
one.
Evans? Yeah.
It is semi-unrelated, if you'll entertain me. I promised my wife. How many alligators do you see on your little canal?
They're there. There's
Yeah.
always one in the canal.
Okay, right off Lake Monroe, I figured, so.
Yeah.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, sir. Is there anyone in the audience to speak in support of this matter? Seeing none, anyone here to speak in opposition to the matter? Seeing none, your pleasure, gentlemen.
Move to approve, Mr. Chair.
Motion to approve, Mr. Beagley. You have a second from Judge Bravo. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Enjoy, sir. Thank you. Number 7.
Number 7, Kathy Hamill, Development Services. Number 7 is located at 5819 Bear Lake Circle. This is a request for north side yard setback variance from 10 feet to 3.58 feet for an addition in the R1 AA zoning classification, which is known as Parkinson Subdivision First Edition. The applicant wants to put a second story on their house, but it already encroaches to 3.58 feet. So this house was built in the 1950s, so we consider this house to be legal nonconforming. At the time the house was constructed, there were no setbacks that were adopted by the county, but any development that happens after the adoption of the zoning must comply with the setbacks, and this is what this situation is. And this is a variance from the side yard setback, which is 30.7.3. There's not been any variances prior on this piece of property, and this concludes my presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. Gentlemen, any questions for staff? Is the applicant here?
He's not, but I'm actually here on behalf of his representation.
All right. Would you like to speak?
If you guys have any questions.
Come on down. Are you Mr. Maldonado?
I am Mr. Maldonado.
Well, that makes one thing easy. There we go.
So actually,
If you share with us first for the record, your name and address, please.
yes, Frank Maldonado. Do you want my personal address or the property address?
Yours, please.
So it's 524 Glenarden Road, Winter Park, Florida, 32792.
Thank you, sir. Are you here as an attorney or a contractor, or?
So I'm here on behalf of the design firm
Okay.
who's done the design documentation for this property.
Gotcha, please continue.
So I actually do have 2 letters of support from neighbors here that I want to go ahead and submit.
Where are they located?
So this is going to be directly to the right of the property and directly across from the property.
Gotcha.
So Mr. Smith, they love this property. Their dream, it's pretty much their forever home. They're thinking generational. So what they want to do is they want to pretty much add a second floor above where the garage area is, kind of convert that into a suite where in the future their children can bring their grandkids over and have a nice area to pretty much stay in. And they also want to do a nice balcony in the back to take advantage of the lake view that they're on Bear Lake there. That's pretty much all I got.
Okay. Easy enough. Gentlemen, any questions for the applicant, the applicant's representative? Mr. Beagley?
Mr. Chair, so 5827, 5803 are your neighbors. They're both cool. I looked at the addresses quickly as I was passing it over that way. They're both in full agreement with this, support
Yes,
it?
full support, yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, sir.
Of course, thank you guys.
Is there anyone in the audience to speak in support of this matter? Seeing none, anyone in the audience to speak in opposition? Seeing none, gentlemen, your pleasure.
Move to approve.
Motion approved from the judge. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Levant. Do y'all feel any need for discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, enjoy.
Next item is at 601 Lakeshore Drive. This is a request for a north side yard setback variance from 10 feet to 0 feet for a shed that's in the R1 AA zoning classification, which is known as the Oakland Shores subdivision. The applicant placed a 106 square foot shed on their north property line without the proper permits. Therefore, they received a code violation for unpermitted construction. The applicant property is a corner lot, so therefore the north property line where the shed is located at is considered to be a side yard setback with a setback of 10 feet. This is property that you may be familiar with. There are prior variances. Last year, it was granted a front yard setback variance for a swimming pool.
Never heard of it.
That variance has been terminated, and the pool has been filled in with lack of any other terms, so that variance has been terminated. We have received a letter of support from the north property owner that is directly abutting the north side. We also received letters of oppositions from the neighbor across the street at 512 Lakeshore Drive, and we also received a letter of support from their neighbor at 510 Lakeshore Drive. And this concludes my presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. Gentlemen, questions for staff?
So Kathy, 2 supports, 1 oppose, correct?
Well, it's a husband and wife, so I would say there's 2 opposed, because they can have separate opinions.
But same property.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah. I would give them 2 opposition.
2 it is. Thank you.
He's just supporting whatever she thinks. Any other questions for staff? Is the applicant here? I know you guys. Come on down. I recognize, I should say. If you'd share with us your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Robbie Taylor from 601 Lakeshore Drive, Maitland, Florida.
I'm Melissa Taylor, same address.
Okay. Do you have anything you'd like to add to what staff had said?
Just that because our home is set so far back on our lot, there's no other place we could put a shed other than in that back area. And it's a 106 square foot shed. It's not a large workshop type shed. It's a regular storage shed.
Gentlemen, any questions?
I have one.
Mr. Beagley?
When it comes down to the shed, how, and I'm sure the person is opposition, if they're going to be here, if not, I'm just going to ask the question. You have a fence back there, right? It goes around your property? How tall is that fence?
The one in the front is about 7 to 8 foot, which matches the neighbor next to me, because her pool deck is basically higher than like her property.
Okay.
So her fence is about 8 foot, so I did it at the same height. So if you're looking at the front from like my driveway, you won't even see the shed at all.
So I was going to ask, how tall is that the shed that you're asking for?
The shed is about probably like 6-7 foot tall.
And it's not visible at all from any, other than your yard?
Right, the front of the driveway.
You can see the very peak.
You might see the very peak, but I just left it at the fence level as my neighbors to match the fence.
I think we have a picture of what you can see from the street.
Okay.
Plus, I have another person across the street from us sign a letter for us, so we do have more than. No, it's Andy.
Oh, we also have a letter from the person
If you
directly
give
across
that to
from us.
the clerk at your right there, please.
Thank you.
They
I
would
see
have the
just a little
best
tip
view
there.
of it, that
So
person,
So right now, you just see like the little
that
peaks.
triangle at the top. That's what you can see.
Mr. Beagley, any other questions?
No, Mr. Chair, thank you.
Rest of the board, any questions?
A picture of the shed that's in the package, is that what you anticipate it's going to look like? Or is it already there?
It's already
It's
there.
already there. And all of that debris in front of it was from the prior variance. That's normal.
We're
For
still-
how long has the shed been there?
I'm thinking almost a year.
And I see where your neighbor, the directly affected neighbor there at 500 Magnolia is okay.
Yes.
What about the folks to your left, looking at this map here, at 603? Have you chatted with them?
We have not.
We did it because they can't see it from where they are. It doesn't really affect them, but we're friendly with them. They haven't opposed anything we've done.
So we
ever.
kind of just went with the people that can directly see it if they were looking at our house on this, the one across the street has no visible view of it at all. So the ones that actually would have a view at the top would be the Andy across the street and Carl. And our neighbor next door, Doreen, it's literally next door to her. She's fine with it as well.
When you say at the top, is there kind of a slope going down there? or-
It was just at the peak of the shed that.
Oh, I
it's
see,
not
I got you,
covered,
I got you.
But
Sorry.
everything else is like, I've made it where, I mean, I'll even add another piece of board if I have to.
Topographically speaking, then, it's pretty flat in that area, so there's not, as Mr. Chair, as the chair
Oh, the
said.
land.
Yeah,
Oh, the land's flat, yes.
Thank you.
Yes, that's my apologies.
All right, any other questions? Thank you. Unless there's anything else you'd like to add. All right, thank you.
I appreciate it.
Anyone in the audience here to speak in support of the matter? Seeing none. Anyone in the audience to speak in opposition? Seeing none. What's your pleasure, gentlemen?
The sheep first, Chair.
Ms. Fisher is here, all right.
Good evening.
Double dipping.
I know. For the record, Kim Fisher, 1614 White Dove Drive, Winter Springs, Florida, 32708. For the record, this is my first time ever speaking in opposition for something. And I will say to lovely staff, I didn't know I would be speaking in opposition. I don't want to bombard anybody until very recently.
Before you leave tonight, would you fill out one of the forms, please?
I did, but I forgot to put the agenda,
Oh, okay.
the item.
It's in there then, cool. All right, thank you.
Okay, so my issue really has nothing to do with visual, but if you were to go the proper method and get a permit, engineering has a rule where you can't put anything within 3 feet of a property line, and that is so that you don't impede drainage. In this case, we've got all the way to the property line, and the pitch of the roof is directly onto the adjacent property owner. The adjacent property owner may be fine with it until you have a future property owner, or until something happens with storm where you've impeded the flow of water. So when you go through a variance, nothing because of staff, engineering isn't included in the process for a variance. So there's no way for engineering to speak up and say, hey, this is our rule. You can't have any structures within 3 feet in order to not impede the passage of stormwater. So I'm opposed to it for those purposes, because that is what the rule is in the code, is to have no structures within 3 feet of a property line.
Gentlemen, any questions?
Are you a neighbor or directly
I'm sorry.
affiliated, or-
I'm sorry. I'm the engineer for the people across the street that are opposed to it.
Any other questions? Thank you, ma'am.
Kathy, so engineering does review it at the building permit process. So if they had issues with it, that would be the time that they review it. They don't review our variance applications. And I don't know if there's an opportunity, Kim, for there to be a gutter on this that could address it?
The problem is even if there's a gutter, your drainage is supposed to be from the rear to the front. And so you've got this 100% blocked. So there's no way for the drainage to go anywhere other than to be stuck there. And so, Kathy, it's correct. If there would have been a building permit, this would have gotten flagged by engineering. Engineering would have said no, because you're within 3 feet of the property line. And so since we've kind of gone around about this process by doing a variance after the fact, engineering isn't included in variances, and therefore engineering doesn't get an opinion. But the code is no structures within 3 feet. The code is no pool structures, no pool equipment, nothing that's going to impede the passage of stormwater within 3 feet.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Anyone else in the audience to speak in opposition? Seeing none, I think seeing how part of our job is to gather competent, substantial evidence, and we have had a PE-level engineer share her thoughts. Would you all like to say something in response to that?
So to the right of my shed, there is about a 4-foot walkway where the water would definitely go if it did get a downpour, from the water coming from the front of my, from the back of my house to the front of the house. So there is a way for water to go. It's not going to get stuck on the shed. Plus the shed is elevated because on the sheds they do have like a 4x4s that actually go on the ground. So it's actually hollow underneath. So water would basically have no issue of going to the backyard to the front yard. So that doesn't really, I mean, if I needed to put a gutter on it, I could put a gutter on it, not a problem. But the way the shed is, it's not like a permanently structured shed that has like concrete underneath of it. It is definitely hollow, so water can go to the front. and go to my driveway into the drainage ditch, which is provided from you guys, Seminole County. So-
Is it concrete? I know it's risen, but under the shed, is it concrete?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so water 100% goes through that, no issues at all.
And when you mention a walkway, looking at this photograph here, is it underneath the overhang between the shed and the house?
Yeah, but,
If you point, we'll follow what you're saying.
so basically, here, I have a walkway, but if the water basically goes this way, it could definitely go here, but Alpha, like this whole shed is, like I said, about 4 inches off the ground. So water can definitely go this way, underneath the shed, which would go out to the front and basically go down my driveway. So there's nowhere water's gonna stay back there. So,
Gentlemen, any other questions? Mr. Evans?
So the opposition was that water falls onto the neighbor's address. Do you believe that water is, because I mean, from the aerial, it does look plausible that
Sure.
the runoff could go.
I mean, I haven't.
We've had significant rainstorms since we've had the shed in place, and there hasn't been any issue with water going onto her property.
And with that, does that mean the neighbor hasn't complained, or you have visually seen that there's no water intrusion?
We're friendly with the neighbor. We talk frequently. If there was any issue, she would definitely
So
feel
if
very
that would be the
comfortable
case,
telling us.
I could easily put a gutter on that to relieve that issue.
So a question to staff, I would say, is, what, I'm trying to think how to ask this. The engineering of it. A homeowner has the right to not flood, but they can put their drainage on their own property, right? I mean, are there specific rules we should look into for that? I mean, it's a valid concern. I mean, because again, this neighbor may not be there forever, and we do need to protect property rights for everyone.
Sure,
And
absolutely.
you dumping your water is a property issue.
Sure.
Displacing your water, I know, onto somebody else's property. Unfortunately, I live in a neighborhood that floods quite a bit. And displacing your water onto someone else's property that's a big no-no.
Right.
You can't make it somebody else's burden. But
Absolutely.
Kathy?
There is one thing that I want to include in this is that when engineering's reviewing, drainage is reviewing building permits, they have to show where it drains to as part of the building permit. That's been a new requirement that we've had. So they would, at building permit time, have to show where it's draining on their site plan. Does it naturally drain toward the street or toward their neighbor's property?
And that review would occur
At building
after
permit.
this hearing, should we approve the variance.
Correct.
So there will be an engineering review that could potentially deny it.
Correct.
Or conversely, an engineering review that the applicant could create concessions with, correct? Like they could have a gutter that displaces water only onto their
There could
property.
be options for
To
them.
appease further
To
up, yeah.
appease, yeah.
Typically, it's a swale, but they don't have the opportunity to put a swale in.
Correct.
Yeah, I can put a gutter on it with a downspout and basically then have it, the water go on my property to the front like it does now.
Sure. I do have one further question for the applicant that I don't think we asked. You put this shed up without the permit, right?
Yes, yes.
And maybe I'm unfairly holding against you, but I mean, you did come in as a licensed contractor, as a pool designer.
Sure.
Why didn't you pull the permit in the first place?
Unfortunately, I don't know the answer to that. I should have. I had a shed on there for the last 18 years, and I just replaced it with another one. So the one's been there for a very long time.
Do we have aerial? You said it's been there for a year. Do we happen to have aerial of the old shed?
I had a one there and a small one on the other. I moved it to the other side of the yard, but it kind of just broke and I had to get a new one. And when I got that one, that's the only place that would fit.
Okay, so the other shed was not in that exact place.
It was, but I moved it.
Originally, it was.
I moved it
Okay.
like 3 times.
Gotcha.
Been there for
In
20
that
years.
back.
Sure.
Any other
Okay.
questions? Thank you.
My question
Oh,
is,
sorry, wait, we got one more. Judge Bravo.
my question is, which way is the water going? Because it looks like if it goes one way, it goes out to the street. If it goes to the other way, is it going to another property?
No, literally like her swimming pool is literally like 2 foot off the ground. So in my backyard, I'm looking at a 2-foot wall basically on my, splitting the 2 pieces of property. So her water comes and pours on my property and, just let it do it because I have no choice.
So
because-
rather than you flooding them, they're flooding you.
Yes, but I'm okay with that because we're good neighbors. So my backyard floods out towards the street, so these two cars. So everything my way is going that way out to the street and into the drainage easement. So the way the Seminole County came and dredged the dirt, the roadway, all the water goes into the drainage ditch, which is like right to the right of that tree.
Which goes to the lake.
Nothing, doesn't flood anything else at all, so there's nothing flooding anybody's property. If there is a way that I can definitely put a gutter on it if I have to make sure it doesn't get on Doreen's property. And that would be an easy fix I can definitely do.
Gotcha. Thank you. And appreciate it. We're done now. And I think
Mr. Chair.
staff. Oh, did you have another question?
Yes, I have.
But wait, there's one more.
All right, I'm ready.
My apologies.
No worries.
If I understand one of your comments correctly, where the current shed is, you said the original shed was originally there?
There was one, I had one there, then I moved it to another, like 2 different areas in the yard.
It was smaller.
It was a little bit smaller, but as stuff grows, I don't have a garage, so I had to get a little bit bigger one. But it was there years ago and at the same location.
And since it was in that same location, was there a permit for that original shed?
No, it was a Rubbermaid,
Okay,
like nothing the size of this one.
okay, thank you.
To help Jay out, what year do you think that would show it at this location, the old shed at this location?
Oh.
Like 2023?
Now it was, when we moved in,
We moved in 2004.
so
Well, I mean, did you immediately, when you bought this new shed, at the time you bought that, was the old shed still there?
no, it already
on the
fell
other
apart.
So about how much time span do you think there was between the new shed and the old shed falling apart?
Probably 6 months or so.
All right, so if we go within a year or two then of you getting this one, we should see it.
I would imagine, yeah,
Okay.
But you'd see it on the other side.
Oh, I see it.
probably.
You can barely see it, but 2013, there's a smaller shed in the same location.
Is it possible to, and I appreciate you pulling that up for us, can it be zoomed in on that image?
Oh, right
Okay,
there.
gotcha, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see, there you go, right there. It's a little bit smaller, but it's there in 2012, 13.
Gotcha, thank you, ma'am. And thank you for your time.
One more. The comment was that the shed is within 3 feet, which was announced as a violation. So there is something there already. Is the shed's already there?
Yes.
Yes.
How long has that been there?
The new shed's probably almost about a year.
It's the old shed?
I fell down about, I would say before that, so if it's been a year, about a year and a half.
Well, how many years was the old shed up?
Oh, I mean, from like, we've been there almost 20 years, so probably
Been there over 20 years.
17.
Was that within 3 feet also?
Yeah, I have nowhere to, unfortunately.
It's very tight in our backyard. We have no room back there.
All right, let's go ahead and close the floor. I appreciate that, thank you. I think we've got what we need. Let's have a motion for discussion purposes. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve?
Motion to approve, Mr. Evans, is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Levant seconded. Mr. Evans, your motion, your thoughts?
I certainly see the opposition, and I appreciate the discussion from our staff to know that, should the variance be approved, engineering will still have an opportunity to review that and still deny the position. So, but I think we've approved sheds for less. So, not that we have any precedence that binds us, but,
Mr. Levant, you're seconded, you have thoughts?
No further thoughts.
Mr. Beagley?
So you are correct, yeah, we've approved sheds for way less before. But I liked the one question of, did you go ahead and, why didn't you ask for one? I think that was a great question. And like I said, it's kind of creating the hardship of, okay, So I'm struggling is, yes, we have definitely, that's the precedent, and we have sent. But on the other hand, it's like, but I didn't know is, it's literally construction. That's, I look at that as well as the, I didn't know. Did you not know, or did you just put it there? And there's also that side for, you know, why we have codes and why we have variances in Seminole County, is to abide by that as well. But that's just,
I think honestly, to piggyback on that, I mean, again, it's harmful that we've seen them recently, but they are professional contractors as well, and I do think that does make it a bigger hardship to not have the permit in the first place.
Judge, you have anything to add?
No, I think I do my question.
Okay. If I said anything, I think I'd be duplicative of what you guys are saying. So we have a motion to approve. It has been seconded.
Mr. Chair, and just for clarity, is this motion contingent on or is the approval contingent on obtaining the requisite engineering approvals? Is that what we're putting in the motion?
It wasn't in the motion. My understanding, and I could be completely wrong, I think I misunderstood Ms. Hamill, was that engineering review is a normal process that it doesn't, I don't think it needs to be contingent on that.
That's okay. I'm okay then.
and that is right, Kath. Ms. Hamill, that is correct, right?
That is correct.
Thank you.
All right, so we have a motion to approve with no contingencies, and we have a second. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Before we move on, we've been going for about an hour, a little over an hour. Any of y'all need a restroom break, or are we good to keep going? We're good to keep going.
Let the good times roll.
What's that?
Let the good times roll, Mr. Chair.
That's why we're on to number 9 then.
Yep, good times. Number 9 is Jace Court. This is Lot 25. It's a request for a lot size variance from 1 acre to .29 acre and a width at the building line from 150 feet to 103 feet for a single-family home. The subject property is within the Lake Harney Ranch Estate subdivision, which is an unrecorded plat in the rural area. This lot is considered to be legal non-conforming, which meant it was created prior to zoning regulations, but now does not meet the dimensional requirements of A1 zoning. A lot research request was requested by the applicant, which I included in your package, and in the lot research request, it stated that the subject parcel predates subdivision regulations of Seminole County and is considered to be legal parcel of record. However, since the parcel had common ownership with adjacent non-conforming lots, they must be combined into compliance with the A1 zoning district per our comprehensive plan. Due to these circumstances, Seminole County cannot issue building permits at this time for Lot 25 alone. Lot 25 through 27 should be combined to meet the minimum lot size and width. So the applicant owned all 3 of the lots, 25, 26, and 27. Came in, did the lot research. We said you must combine them to meet the minimum variant or minimum size that's closest to the A1 zoning. He built a house on lots 26 and 27, and he can clarify, but I believe that he sold lot 25. They came in to get a building permit, and we rejected the building permit and said that you need to come in, that you are legally allowed the process to be able to ask for the dimensional reduction of the requirements of the lot. So based upon the lot research and comprehensive plan, we are recommending that parcel 25 be combined with lots 26 and 27, and this concludes my presentation.
Gentlemen, questions for staff?
I have one.
Mr. Evans.
So the assemblage of the lots, when that was done, that Seminole County required it so they could build the original house on 26, 27, you said, right? Was that publicly recorded, like that requirement?
It's in our comprehensive plan, so I don't know what you mean by recorded. So it's a legal document.
So I mean specifically on title. Like, would it have been recorded with the title when they had the home deeded?
No.
And would there have been any title restrictions on lot 25 when the home was sold because of this?
I think the land development code would trump anything like
Yeah.
that.
Well, that's kind of what I'm going for, because like if it was shown on title insurance.
The title companies do not catch things like this at all. This is something that they would not go into that deep in the title search.
So then I think that answers my question. There wasn't a publicly recorded restriction on the deed?
No,
Okay,
there is
all
not.
right.
Any other questions for staff? Ms. Hamel, my curiosity, the little bit of land to the direct west, is that just a part of, is that a vacated road, or?
No, it's actually a platted road as part of, this is a very, very old plat, so that is part of the plat.
Wow, so it's still active?
You can see that it's a paper road, but it hasn't been
Yeah.
vacated.
Huh, okay, thank you, ma'am. Is the applicant here? Yes. Yes, sir, come on down, please. You need to straighten this out for us, as we are easily confused.
It's a very confusing area.
And if you would please, sir, share with us your name and address.
It's Austin Failer, address is 354 North Jungle Road.
All right, do you have anything to add to what staff had said?
Yeah, so what they're saying is correct, but basically that parcel was sold off. We built a house on 26 and 27, sold it. There was no restrictions on having to build that house and have lot 25 attached to it. So we sold that separately, sold the lot 25, and then they had an issue with getting a building permit. I also own Jay's Court. It's actually it's private property. It was just platted as a road. So what I was trying to do is combine that lot with the Jay's Court parcel, and that way it would meet the lot size and the lot width requirements. That's what I wasn't allowed to.
Questions? Mr. Evans, did you have one?
You can pass on me if anybody else has anything. I'm still
Anybody else?
thinking. Yeah.
I actually have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
May I?
Please.
So you're saying that right-of-way that's to the west of it, that if you included that, if you went in and vacated that, you would only get half of it?
Well, it's
So-
not vacating, it's privately owned. I own it.
It's an unrecorded plat.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
It's
he
not
still has to
private, or-
vacate it, right?
No,
It's not a right-of-way.
it's not right away. It's private property.
Okay, thanks. What it is that we have very old plats that they were accepted by the county, but they were never recorded, and this is one of them. And we call them antiquated plats. So they were plats that were done prior to the adoption of our code, but unfortunately, these are like quarter-acre lots that's in our rural area that has A1 zoning.
Good old Florida land boom days.
Yep.
Got you. Any other questions for staff? I mean, for the applicant? Thank you, sir. Is there anyone here to speak in support of this matter? Seeing none, is anyone here to speak in opposition? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ms. Hamel.
I did receive an email that's included in your package for opposition. I apologize, I didn't say it during my presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, did you want to come down and say something? Please. Did you fill out one of our forms?
I did.
All right.
Oh, it was given to your brother and given to the officer.
For Jessica. I told it out when I came in.
If you give us your name and address first for the record, please.
Yes, sir. My name is Jessica Litton, and I live at 1360 Jace Court. So I'm on lot 26 and 27. So when we had purchased the home, we were told that someone did own the other piece. I have spoken to Mr. Fowler in regards to possibly purchasing this. This was probably 6 months ago, I would say. During the conversation, he had also mentioned to me that he would be willing to sell Lot 25 and include the road in which he's talking about possibly including with 25 right now because he does own it. So my husband and I had come up and actually asked the building department some questions because I wanted to see how that would work. I was told by the building department when I came in that that was not a good idea, that we should not offer to buy it including the road because it's really unusable land. The reason I say that is the lots that are across from us, an older gentleman owns 5 lots. All of his lots are not combined. So if he were to pass away and his predecessors would go to sell that off, they would need access to that road as well to reach their land. I do have some concerns, one of them being that when it comes to septic drainage and wells, there has to be a minimum of 75 feet apart. When looking at it, I just want to know how that's safely going to be done where it does not impact us as well. Because when you're looking at the photo, the front of my house, in the bottom left corner of the map is where our well is, and our septic is in the back right-hand corner. So I just want to know how that's going to be done in a safe manner.
Okay. Anything else?
The only other thing that I will add is just that it is a rural area, and it's a real estate side of things. Building a smaller home in this area is going to be a much harder sell. I don't say that out of selfishness, but I do say it out of, I've seen it personally. When we were on our house search, we had gone to look at much smaller homes on about this similar size lot, and it's just very hard. It's not good for building a family, things like that, so they're a little bit harder to sell. So that's one of my other concerns, is I don't think it really fits the rural area of Geneva.
I understand. Gentlemen, any questions? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else here to speak in opposition? I think for the applicant, there was a question about a septic tank that I think it'd be fair to give you an opportunity to come on down in a rebuttal to address if you'd like.
Yeah, if you can pull up the middle, it shows the plot plan on there. And that satisfies all the setback requirements. So the proposed well will be basically a lot, like right next to her well, and the drain flow will be in the back. And we're actually doing a specialty system as well.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir. So I see the proposed drain field, top right?
The well is right here.
That's the well. I'm talking about the drain field, though. That's top right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, so we're actually doing a specialty system as well, which actually only requires a 50-foot setback versus 75. So it gives us even more distance away from the well. And her well is directly next to that well.
Gotcha. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Unless there's anything else you want to add.
No, other than, I mean, there's multiple properties in the area with the same size lot, same zoning, and I think that's kind of at least 8 of them. There's recent variances out there as well, from going from A5 to R1, and those were approved, so I just would appreciate you guys considering that.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
You know, I don't think I asked this question, so out of fairness, I think I should. Is there anyone else in the audience to speak in opposition? All right, seeing none, we'll close the floor. Gentlemen, your pleasure.
I will put my name on it and say motion to approve, but I think, discussion's probably in order.
For discussion purposes, we have a motion to approve from Mr. Evans. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Levant. I'll share, just to start the conversation. I appreciate conversations about marketability and things like that. I don't think that's a relevant consideration for us. I think we're looking at this from good old-fashioned land use. And
Variances, yeah.
Yeah.
It's in our name.
And so those are interesting academic questions, but I don't think they're germane to what we consider.
Well, I have one question. Is the restriction for the requirement to build, to be 1 acre, is that written, or is that just come down through history?
That's written. That's in our code, in our comprehensive plan, the
there is a
A1
code
zoning.
then?
Yes, it's been adopted.
Okay. But others have done it.
Excuse me, sir?
But others have done it.
They have to go through a process.
Okay.
This is rural area,
It is.
but it's one of the old style plats, and so it trumps it. Gotcha.
And to confirm on that, the reason staff held the way it did in the packet is because the hardship is self-created? Okay.
Gotcha. Any other thoughts?
One more question
Mr.
for
Evans?
staff. And to confirm, when you originally gave your presentation, when the house was originally built on 2627, it was told to the owner at the time who owned 257, Mr. Failer, that this would create a hardship.
He did a lot research request, in which I read a part of it and
Yeah.
included in the package, which was very clear that the code said to combine lots 25, 26, and 27.
Okay,
So he was aware.
okay.
Mr. Evans, does that affect your motion?
I would leave it to discussion to see if anybody else has any further thoughts.
Gentlemen?
I see what staff is saying by self-created hardship. And I know I sound like a broken record up here, but it's what we have to see is, is the hardship there because, I bought a fence and the fence was already there when I bought the house, or you bought this knowing this, as Ms. Hamill had said, this was recorded, when you try to do with the parcel allottage and everything else with combining and now it's after the fact of, I want to add, I liked what Ms. Hamill had said about the hardship was self-inflicted.
All right, so then I'm going to close comments then and call the vote. We have a motion to approve, and we have a second. Those in favor? Seeing none, those opposed? Aye. So, sir, the motion has failed, the application has been denied. You can appeal this to the county commission, and staff can help you with that after the meeting. Number 11.
Number 11, this is located at 786 Big Tree Drive. This is located in the Big Tree Crossing Industrial Park that has an M1 industrial zoning. The applicant received a code violation for 2 storage containers located on the north property line, one 40 by 8 and the other 20 by 8. This is a corner lot, so that is the north property line, which is considered a side yard setback. The existing containers are located, I said that. A letter of support has been received by 6 of the properties that are located within the Big Tree Industrial Park, and we did receive 1 letter of opposition, and this letter of opposition is from the property owner that is to the north, that is the most impacted by this. There is a utility easement that's going to need to get vacated, and the structures must be entirely within the property lines, including gutters. From the survey that they submitted, it appears as though a portion of the storage containers may be encroaching on the property to the north, so that's why I put that condition in there for that to be verified. A community meeting is required for non-residential variances. The applicant did conduct a community meeting on January 5th, 2025, and there have been no prior variances for this property, and this concludes my presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. And I think just in the interest of clarity, in case anyone wonders, my family, my grandfather, my father, and I, we have developed and continue to develop this industrial park. We manage the restrictive covenants, which are not in play on this particular issue, but I have no dog in this hunt. And there's nothing in any way that I have an interest in, so I don't think I have a conflict, but I do want that to be out there and not have anyone think that it was kept out of the record. So having said that, is the applicant here? Yes, ma'am. Would you like to come down and share your thoughts? If you could please share with us your name and address for the record.
Yes. My name is Judith Diak, and I'm the owner of Diak 3, which owns 786 Big Tree Drive.
Yes, ma'am. Would you like to, no, I'm sorry, go ahead, please.
Yes. We purchased the property in 2010, and the existing Connex boxes were there. We received documents at closing and from the previous owner that they've been there since at least 2005. We had damage to a sail awning that comes from the back of the building to the end of the connexes during the storm, 2023. We have previously replaced them 3 times because they were fabric. So we did get a building permit to replace it to metal tin instead of the fabric. The building permit was approved, and then a code violation came up because of where they're situated. So then it got pulled back and denied in August. I just want to clarify as well, we had the community meeting in January of 2026, not 2025. All of our neighbors that on the east side of the property, west side, south side, northeast side, and have all been supportive. The property owner on the north did call me after the community meeting letter went out and spoke his concerns. And I tried to tell him, come to the community meeting, and we were going to have all the pictures and everything there. So it would be a hardship to us because we use that area under the awning and use forklift trucks to move things in and around to get out of the property as well. So it would be hard if we had to move those Connex boxes in.
Okay, anything else?
No.
Okay. Gentlemen, questions? I'll ask one, just, one of the staff comments was that if you're doing this, you'll need to vacate the utility easement, keep everything within property lines. Are you able to do that?
We would have, so moving them back in?
I'll put that to
I'm
staff.
not sure how far that would be back in.
Well, just anything that hangs over the edge would have to not go beyond your property line.
Okay, so the Connex boxes are right on the property line.
Right, it appears on your survey that was submitted is that they are encroaching onto the north property. Not very much, but you can see.
So in other words, move it back just a bit?
To be consistent with your application, yes, everything has to be
Right.
within your property lines, not even just an inch going in over to
Okay.
the neighbor.
See right here?
Okay.
And right here.
Okay. And then as far as the awning that comes down, we put in a gutter to redirect any water back into our own property and out to the west.
That was my next question. Perfect. Gentlemen, questions? Thank you, ma'am. I have, and we get to folks in support, I have two forms here, and please forgive me for not reading properly. Mr. Brubach, would you like to speak, sir? Please. Did I pronounce your name correctly? Did I pronounce your name okay?
Fine.
Good, thank you. If you just tell us your full name and address,
Dennis
please.
Brubach, and my property adjoins that 1970 Corporate Square.
Yes, sir, thank you.
And I bought the property from your dad and grandpa.
My apologies.
Yes, I accept it. My building was in after that building was in. There was a government contract in the building that we're talking about, okay? Those canisters have been there over 30 years, sitting in that same place. Those canisters were there before the person that's objecting built the building. He built the building about 8 years after I built mine, but those canisters were there ahead of time, and the property line came down and hit the corner of mine because they did the survey kind of joint. They ran the backs down and the backs down. And they used to test jet engines and stuff there, so they put heavy hedges back there to try to down the sound so that if a person built back there, they wouldn't be affected by it. They would notify the tenants, your grandfather had that, about when they were going to test because it was quite loud. And they did. But my God, the guy fertilized and watered those hedges, and they're about 15 feet tall. So there's no sound barriers, but that tenant moved out. But those canisters have been there before these people have done it, and I'm the one that sold them the cloth awnings, and they just wouldn't take the hurricanes. So then they converted to the metal and everything else. But I've had trouble with the same person. So you don't get along with everybody, but we only have one that's given us problems. And I've had problems with them, but like she was saying, everybody over there is together and everybody doesn't object to it.
Gotcha. Real quick, sir. Gentlemen, do you have any questions? Thank you, sir. And then I also have in support, is it Mr. Deek? If you'd like to add something, sir. Yes, Diak, I apologize. And if you could real quick, please, sir, share with us your name and address.
Anthony Diak, 1095 Santa Clara Drive, Deltona, Florida. So yeah, as he stated, the Connexes have been there since at least 2005. We've never moved them. They've been at the building since we purchased it. And I forget what year we actually purchased it, sorry. But we had issues with the tarp. It kept breaking every hurricane. No matter what we did, different material, no matter what we did, it just always ripped. So we got the permit to do the awning. Again, we had no idea about the Connexes being an issue since they've been there since day one of us owning the building itself. When the hurricanes came, we added a gutter to help the flow of water coming to our side, drain out directly to our, let's see what direction that would be, I think west side of our drive. And since then, we have no issues with water, nothing at all. I don't know what the utility easement would be, because I don't think we have any utilities coming through that area.
See what's on your survey. If you'll take a look at that survey that's on that screen, if you, kind of the very top at your property line, it says 7.5-foot utility easement.
Yeah.
And these are things that are just
But
put
is that
in
like
there.
for a power line or something, or like, that's what I'm confused about.
Sometimes you'll have easements without anything in them even, but they're just, it's there and you need to deal with it before you put something on it. And so since there's something on it now, you have to deal with it.
Yep.
If this is approved.
Yep. And that's pretty
Anything
much
else?
it. That's pretty much it.
Gentlemen, questions? Thank you, sir. Anyone in the audience, anyone else in the audience to speak in support? Is there anyone in the audience to speak in opposition? Yes, sir, come on down.
Good evening.
Did you fill out one of our forms, sir?
I did.
All right, I'm sorry, I didn't make it to me here. If you'd share with us, then please your name and address.
J. Michael Speck, S-P-E-C-K.
Yes, sir.
1978 Corporate Square, Longwood, Florida, 32750. I'm the owner of the building. I'm here to speak in opposition of the overhang and the containers running along my property line. The containers have been on the property for quite some time. However, the containers were not in the location that they are in now. They are pushed all the way up against my property line, and this has been carrying on for some time. I've spoken with several different people in the county department, Randy, the chief inspector, et cetera, et cetera. He's put a stop work order on all the happenings along that area or on that property at this point. You know, I just believe that it's unsafe. It's definitely creating issues on my property. I mean, my property already sits a little bit below his property in elevation, and I've got pictures and video. It's created all kinds of flooding. I've had water wash up into the backside of my building. I do have 4 different businesses that are tenants in that location, and it's creating issues, period, with their deliveries, et cetera, along the backside of the building. So I don't know if you can see, but my property is at an angle, so towards the backside or on the north side of his property, it gets tight back in that area. I'll say that my building, the back door of my building to the shipping container is no more than 10 feet, possibly, maybe 11 feet, but I've done lots of business in Seminole County, and I know for sure that they are easements and setbacks for a reason, and it seems as though, I'm not sure that you've been told, but the overhang literally also ends at my property line. And I can understand their needs for having an overhang. However, the reason we do have code in Seminole County and most other counties is to follow in accordance with those codes. And as far as I know, this does not fall within code. And it certainly breaks the easement or setback on that property. And you did speak of the utility setback, and sir, you're right. Everything, or most properties have a setback for that reason, for access, et cetera. And there is no way to access along that property line. You will run right into shipping containers, a large overhang that's probably 2/3 larger than the original overhang. And if you had problems with a fabric overhang, then maybe if you were looking to add in a more permanent metal type structure, you would want to follow code and or easement, setback, et cetera. And this has not been done, period. And it's a shame, in my opinion.
Anything else?
Not at this point.
Gentlemen, questions for Mr. Speck? You had raised a valid concern about something infringing onto your property.
Absolutely.
If this passes, they'd have to move it off your property line. Would that address that concern?
Not in my opinion. It still creates security concerns in the future. If I go to sell the building in the future, which I might do at one point, who knows when, that's going to create another resale issue for me as well. And I just would like you all to hear my side and understand that I'm in complete objection to the variance request.
Last question that I have is, you'd mentioned videos and photos of flooding. Do you have them handy, like on your phone or anything?
I forward them to Mrs. Hamill.
Oh, okay.
They're in your package.
Oh, they are? Okay. Oh, those, well, you know what, those, I think they got put in the prior.
They did.
They weren't in, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, if we go back up to number 10 at Jace Court,
Oh.
they got
Yeah, they
inserted
got-
in there, but I did see them.
Oh, I apologize for that printing error.
I'm finished. Any other questions for Mr. Speck?
Yes, one question.
Mr. Levant?
Yes, sir.
You mentioned a security issue. What do you mean by
I was
that?
going to ask that question too.
About a year and a half ago, I found a gentleman trying to cubby his way up in between and behind the storage containers, actually, and he had his items stuffed up in there trying to sleep, and it gave him a nice little cubby right behind the hedges that were spoke about, and it literally scared the absolute you-know-what out of my son. We were back there doing some work, and gentleman was right up in the bushes, sleeping, laying behind the actual shipping containers, and there is a opening between two of them where there looks to be maybe some sort of machinery to hold like a motor of some sort, and a little cubby, and the gentleman was just making his way up in there. I asked him politely to leave. I gave him $20 and tried to offer him some food, and I haven't seen or heard from him again, but this did happen, and it was quite frightening, and that's a security concern for me.
Any other questions?
Are there any trespass warnings?
Excuse me, sir?
Is there any trespass warnings on the property?
Not for any individuals, no, sir.
For any what?
Not for any individuals or people at this point,
Who
no,
else
sir.
would be trespassing?
No, sir.
I think the answer is no to your question, though. Yeah.
Okay.
No, sir.
Any other questions? Thank you, sir. Anyone else in the audience to speak in opposition to the matter? Did you want to share more, or?
No, sir.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else in the audience to speak in opposition? Seeing none, we'll close the floor. Gentlemen, your pleasure. I'm sorry. You know, you're right. You're right. That is only fair, especially if you, let us have, you're right. I'm sorry, please.
So in regards to being moved, we've never moved those containers, and if you look at the pictures in the one that's before us, you can see the bushes are right up against the connexes. We wouldn't have been able to move them back. Those bushes are on his property, and we wouldn't have been able to move it back. Flooding, we have watched and done our own assessments, and that the gutters there, and as of today, even went out today, and it's coming down right into our property. The opposition property, he has downspouts on the back of his building that go straight down into his parking lot. He's not redirecting the water from his own property. In regards to security, we have 24/7 cameras that wake me up in the night if anybody sneezes on the property, and I have called the police before, but not on homeless people. There was a tenant in his property that was moving out, and there was a moving company, and some of those guys were apparently laying down in that area. My son was aware of that. But as far as security, like I said, we monitor that 24/7. That's
Anything
it.
else?
That's it.
Gentlemen, any questions for the applicant? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
My apologies again for missing that rebuttal opportunity. Moving back, gentlemen, your pleasure.
For conversation reasons, because I would like to speak about it, but make a motion to approve.
A motion approved from Mr. Beagley. Is there a second? Second from Judge Bravo. You have the floor.
So The Connex is hard to move. I mean, it's, if it was there from the 30 days, or I'm sorry, for 30 years or whatever, moving it over there, it's always been one of those, the reasons for our board is it's a property that was kind of bought into of, that I view as the hardship right there, is that being there. The security and stuff like that, yeah, that's all stuff that we definitely look at, I mean, for 100%. But, in the way of the variance wise, it's, the flooding and stuff like that, it seems, I'm just going off my evaluation, Mr. Chair.
Absolutely. Any other thoughts? Judge, you have a thought?
No. I got a lot of thoughts, but no.
The only thing I'll add into this, and I apologize if it was said and I missed it, is this is industrial property. This is not residential property, this is not commercial property. And I think that there are different expectations in that setting as opposed to, this is about the most intense use you can have in the county. And I think that just people should have a different expectation than you would find in the residential conversations that primarily come before us. And unless anybody else wants to add something, I'll go ahead and call the vote.
I thought it was pretty ingenious that the guy found a slot that he can make his own little apartment.
Yeah, but when security, I wouldn't want that either, so.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chair, I recommend if this board chooses to approve the variance, that as a condition of that approval, that the utility easement be either vacated or the applicant obtain authorization from the utility company to conduct any kind of improvement activity within the easement.
Mr. Beagley, are you open to amending your motion?
Yeah, absolutely. It just makes sense.
All right, does the second still stand?
Second.
All right, so we have a motion to approve, subject to the conditions that Mr. McHugh had shared. It is seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, it is approved. Sir, Mr. Speck, you can appeal this to the county commission if you would like to. I'm sorry, my eyes are number 12, please.
Yeah.
Shadow Bay?
Yes.
224 South Shadow Bay Boulevard. This is a request for rear yard setback variance from 25 feet to 18.8 feet and a side yard setback variance.
Excuse me, Ms. Hamel? Gentlemen, other people have business to conduct. My apologies, Ms. Hamel, please continue.
224 South Shadow Bay Boulevard. This is a request for a rear yard setback variance from 25 feet to 18.8 feet and a side yard setback variance from 7.5 feet to 4.8 feet. This is for a screen enclosure that's in the R1 zoning classification. This is known as Shadow Bay Unit 1 subdivision. This applicant is requesting to reconstruct an existing screen room that is 35 by 12 that encroaches into the rear and side yard property lines. The applicant has provided approval from 3 of the neighbors and the Shadow Bay's Homeowners Association. There has not been any prior variances, and this concludes my presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. Gentlemen, questions for staff? Seeing none, is the applicant here? Anything you'd like to add to? Do y'all have questions for the applicant? All right. Is there anyone here to speak in support of this matter? Seeing none, anyone here to speak in opposition to the matter? Gentlemen, your pleasure.
Move to approve.
Motion to approve, Mr. Beagley. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Levant. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Enjoy. Number 13.
Good evening. Just 2 seconds. No, it's okay. Good evening. For the record, Jaylia Moreno, Planning and Development. Item number 13 is a variance request for 7377 Grand Avenue, located in the Oak Crest subdivision. The request is for a fence height variance from 6 feet to 8 feet. The subject property is located in the Oak Crest subdivision. The subject property is a corner lot and such considered to have 2 front yard setback for setback purposes. The front of the house faces Grand Avenue. The Parkville Boulevard side is where the variance is being sought. The proposed variance fence encroaches into a utility easement, and a building permit will be required to meet the criteria for placement with a stop letter. The proposed privacy fence is 5 feet from the sidewalk and 19 feet from the edge of pavement. Traffic engineering has no objection to the placement of the fence as it relates to site visibility. There have not been prior variances for the subject property. This concludes my presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. Any questions for staff? Mr. Beagley?
No.
All right, is the applicant here? Yes. Please, come on down, sir. Give us, please, your name and address for the record.
Hey there. Daniel Sposato, 7377 Grand Ave. I don't have much to add. We have a slope in the back of the property. We'd like to, you can see our fence, the previous owners just put the fence closer to the house to avoid that. We'd like to expand it to have a bigger backyard. But as a result, if we put a 6-foot fence in that slope, it would be very short. And then I did go ahead, I got a bunch of the neighbors to sign off saying that they were not opposed to it in any way.
All right. Anything else?
No.
Any questions for the applicant? Mr.
Mr.
Beasley?
Chair, so now I have a question. Mr. Chair, so question for you. It looks like existing fence already there, looking to go a little further out. I see the neighbors. Any of the neighbors directly affected have any issues with it?
Nope.
Cool. And then any surrounding properties have, anybody that's going to be in the back where that topography does slope a little bit? Is there a fence already there in the way of any other neighbors?
No, the neighbor that's directly behind me,
Yeah.
their home points a different direction. So that's like their front, or that would be their side yard. So they don't have a fence at all on their property.
And you may not know this, but I'm still going to ask, how far down of a slope are we talking about in your backyard?
It's a little over 2 feet.
There it is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Man came prepared.
I'm-
Any other
Didn't think I was
questions?
going to get an answer. That's beautiful.
Any other questions? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anyone in the audience to speak in support of this matter? Seeing none, anyone in the audience to speak in opposition? Seeing none. Gentlemen?
Mr. Chair, I had a
Sir.
quick question for Ms. Hamill, real quick, or either. When it comes down to the utility easement, that would still need to be addressed, correct? I believe you had said that this was, going further out would be in the utility easement?
Yes.
I'm going to let
It will
Jay,
be.
got it?
Yeah, so just to piggyback off of my earlier comment with item 11, I'm sorry to interrupt you. The motion, a potential approval motion would mirror that, the motion that was made for item 11, that essentially the utility easement would either need to be vacated or the applicant would.
No, for a fence. They will just need a stop letter when they go to building permit.
Okay, but in the context of a estoppel letter, I'm familiar with them coming from the county as the easement holder. Does the utility company are they willing to provide that?
We allow fences to be in utility easement. That's where the stop letter
Okay.
comes from, is any structure that we won't allow in any easement.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Counselor, that was confident voice, so. So, no, we don't have a motion yet, so never mind. Answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely.
And do we have a motion?
I will make a motion to approve now that Mr. McHugh has answered that question.
All right, and that's right, so we don't need to add anything in. All right, do we have a second?
Seconded.
Second from Judge Bravo. The motion was made by Mr. Beagley. Those in favor?
Right.
Opposed? All right, enjoy, sir. I don't think so. I think someone's not getting hazed anymore here. This is, I've seen a new woman down there. All right,
Item
number 14, please, yes.
Item number 14 is a variance request for 619 Tuscawilla Point Lane. The request is for a rear yard setback variance from 30 feet to 12 feet for a screen room addition. The subject property is located in the Tuscawilla Point subdivision. The proposed structure to be constructed will be 15 feet by 26 feet. The rear of the property abuts a track B, which is a drainage detention area. There have not been prior variances for the subject property. This concludes my presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. Gentlemen, questions for staff? Seeing none, is the applicant here? Anything you'd like to add to what staff had said, sir?
Yes, I have my.
Oh, please, come on down. If you'd please, sir, share with us your name and address.
Yes, sir. I am Jason Krenicki, 300 Cortland Boulevard, Deltona, Florida, 32738.
Yes, sir.
And the Giuseppes are
619.
friends of, they're friends of mine. They're actually the stepfather and mother of my business partner. So we're trying to help them out with this because this is a little bit overwhelming maybe for the general public. They do want to build a 12 by 26 screen room in the back to view the retention pond. It's a water feature, it's got a waterfall in it. The neighbors have approved. They're not opposed to it, and it's been accepted by the homeowners association already.
Perfect. Anything else?
Drainage is to the back of the property to the retention area, so it drains east.
Perfect. Gentlemen, questions for the applicant or his contractor? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Going to folks in support, I have a page here from, is it Mr. Krenicki?
Yes.
That's,
Oh, that is you, okay, all right, I'm a minute behind here, sorry about that. Anyone else in the audience to speak in support of this matter? Seeing none, anyone in the audience to speak in opposition to this matter? Seeing none, gentlemen.
Move to approve.
Mr. Bravo has moved to approve, Mr. Beagley has seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Enjoy.
Thank you.
Number 15.
Number 15 is a variance request for 103 South Lakeward Circle. This request is for one, a front yard setback variance from 25 feet to 17 feet for a covered porch. 2, a side street setback variance from 15 feet to 10 feet for a garage addition. And 3, a side yard setback variance from 7.5 feet to 6 feet for a garage addition. The subject property is located in the Lakewood Shores subdivision. The garage addition is 20 by 34 feet, and the covered porch will be 26 by 9 feet. There have been multiple letters of support that have been received for adjacent neighbors. There have not been any prior variances for the subject property. This concludes my presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. Gentlemen, questions for staff? Seeing as the applicant here? Anything you would like to add to what staff had said?
No, unless there's any questions from the board.
You'll have questions for the applicant? All right, easy enough. Anyone else in the audience to, or is there anyone in the audience to speak in support of this matter? Seeing none, anyone here to speak in opposition? Seeing none. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Mr. Levon has moved to approve. Do we have a second?
seconded.
Mr. Evans seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? There you go. Easy enough. Number 16.
Item number 16 is a variance request for 2470 Island Drive. It's a request for a north side yard setback variance from 10 feet to 4 feet for a shed. The subject property is located in the Lake Brandley Isle subdivision. The proposed structure to be constructed will be 12 by 20 shed. There was a prior variance for the subject property in 2015 for a garage addition from 25 feet to 15 feet and was approved. This concludes my presentation.
Thank you. Gentlemen, questions for staff?
I feel like Seminole County is keeping the shed industry in business right now
We should be
tonight.
investing, yes. Or starting a shed company.
Yes.
Oh, goodness. Is the applicant here? Anything you'd like to add, sir?
I tried to find a house.
I'm sorry, we need you at the,
It's all right, you don't need to hurry. You're
yeah,
good.
take your time, take your time. And share with us, please, your name and address.
Robert Hurd, 2470 Island Drive, Longwood, Florida.
Please.
My joke was that I couldn't find a house that didn't have a shed that was closer to the property line on the whole
There you
street. I've
go.
got tons of pictures if you want to see. I did that. I took them off the jet ski yesterday. So anyways, my joke is it's a Montgomery Ward shed probably, just to give you an idea how old the thing is. It's ugly as can be, so hopefully it would be a big improvement to the property.
Any questions for the applicant? All right, thank you, sir. Anyone in the audience to speak in support of the matter? Anyone to speak in opposition? Seeing none. Gentlemen,
Move to approve.
Mr. Beagley's moved to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Levant. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, enjoy. Number 17, and then we'll go back to 9, and then we'll go to 2.
Item 17 is a variance request for 2022 James Drive. The subject property is located in the James Style subdivision. The subject property is a corner lot and considered to have 2 front yards setback for setback purposes. The proposed aluminum fence will be 6 feet in height and will encroach 25 feet into the south front yard setback and 15 feet into the east side street setback. The proposed privacy fence is 16 feet from the edge of pavement, and there is no sidewalks are in place. The traffic engineer has no objection to the placement of the fence as it relates to site visibility. And this concludes my presentation.
See, I was hoping that Mr. Wright would be here as our engineer to comment on their use of an obtuse triangle in the description, but are there questions for staff?
So I think it's another one of those weird property lines that we've been seeing a lot of.
Is the applicant here? Is there anything you'd like to add to what staff had said?
No, actually, well.
Well, I need you, if so. And share with us, please, sir, your name and address.
Sure, my name is Edgar Pinetti Soto, 2022 James Drive. We built this home 2 years ago, and it took almost 3.5 years to build it. Anyhow, we would like to close it in, so we have 4 grandchildren that we want to keep safe within the property. And all we want is just a little polyester aluminum fence, just to keep the property enclosed, really.
Pretty straightforward. Any questions for the applicant? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
Anyone in the audience to speak in support?
Good evening.
And I'm sorry, just to be technical, I need your name and address too, please.
Absolutely. I'm Janet Perdomo, and I'm the wife. So, it's not only children, but we have wild animals. A lot of them, we cannot even bring the dog outside at night because the bobcat and all of that, and the deers. So we just want to have that privacy.
Questions? Thank you, ma'am.
I for sure thought that was going to go the other way, but no, I'm just kidding.
Anyone in the audience to speak in support? Anyone in the audience to speak in opposition? Gentlemen.
Move to approve.
Motion to approve from the judge. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Levant. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, y'all enjoy. Enjoy those grandbabies. All right, so way back up on our agenda to number 9, which is 9483 Shortleaf.
Mr. Chair,
Sir,
for the record, which item did we continue to next meeting?
neither. We continued both of them to the end of the agenda.
I thought there was one.
9.
There was one.
9.
No, I'm sorry, I thought we did it to the end of the agenda. Then we're just at number 2 then, please. I'm sorry.
What about number 1?
Yeah, because we continued.
Is that the one? Okay.
Yeah, we had 2 no-shows and the 9 was.
All right, well, then I'm sorry. Thank you for fixing me. Thank you. Yeah, number 1, 500 Plumosa then.
Do we want to see if the applicant's here?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be good.
Is the applicant here?
See, you just saved like 5 minutes.
Well, is there anyone here who wants to speak on that, who showed up for that one? Okay. That leaves us with, see, now I'm confused. Does that leave us now with number 2, Holly Road?
Yes.
Okay. Number 2, 2605 Holly Road.
So if, like I said before, if you all would like to continue those items to a date certain, that's an option, or you can staff can present and you can vote, because there's nothing in our code that requires the applicant to be in attendance. Of course, that is ideal, and the applicant's not able to state their case and advocate for themselves if they're not here, so it's really more of a detriment to them. But just want to make that clear for the record.
Thank you, sir, I appreciate that. Is the applicant here for Holly Road? Are you all here for Holly Road? Okay, and I guess you were here for number 9 there, which has been continued to next month. That is so we've got some other things on our agenda, but that's enough of our main items.
Mr. Chair, so I'd
Don't we
like
have
to
to-
move to approve.
Yeah, don't we
I'm
have to
sorry,
move
not
to-
move to approve, move to.
You're right, we do.
Go ahead and continue till next month and give the opportunity for the applicants to be here in front of the board.
I think we have a motion to continue, yes, to next month. And we have a second from Judge Bravo. Those in favor?
Aye.
All right, so done. Have I missed any other housekeeping on those points?
Is that for 500 Plumosa, item number 1, and 2 Holly?
Yeah, is
Both.
that for both? or
For
just
both?
one?
We're going to say so moved, yes. Yes, everything is continued to next month.
Who second the motion?
Judge.
The judge.
Yeah.
All right. We have on here, we got 3 more things to look at real quick. Chair and vice chair elections. And with that,
4 more years.
the judge has been very kind to me in moving
I
to
will
reappoint
second
me.
that.
Thank you, Mr. Beagley, for that. Those in favor?
Aye.
All right, opposed? All right. We now have the vice chair, who has been Mr. Wright for the past year.
3 more years.
All right, unless, to be fair, would one of you other gentlemen have interest in that
I
position?
wouldn't mind, but it's all good. It's fine. He does a great job, so it's all good.
None of that, but he wore a tie.
Man, you know?
Is there any nominations?
Yes, do we have a nomination for vice chair?
No.
Can
Mr.
you do all,
Beagley- Mr.
you want to do
Beagley?
all 3, Mr. Chair? No, I'm just kidding.
I think, Mr. Beagley, are you nominating Mr. Levant?
Yeah.
All right, we have a motion for Mr. Levant. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Evans. Those in favor?
Aye.
Welcome to the team.
I have a question. Are you an alternate?
I am an alternate.
If he's an alternate, he cannot be the vice chair.
You crushed the man's dreams.
I'm sorry.
New job, but no new job.
I'm an alternate, but I come to every meeting.
The
I'm
chair would-
sorry.
The chair would entertain a motion
Take
for
another
Mr.
one.
Beagley to be vice chair.
I'll second that.
So moved.
So moved by the judge, seconded by Mr. Evans. Those in favor, before he runs?
Aye.
All right, you got it. Sweet, I can start showing up.
I don't feel any
once.
different. Just saying. Pays the same.
Gonna go mad with a small amount of power.
Pays the same, right, Mr. Chair? So.
Oh, no, you're gonna get a bump. 3 times what you're getting. All right, next on our agenda, we have our proposed calendar. We got it just tonight. If you guys want to consider it and vote on it tonight, we can. That is not a slight. I'm saying that to mean if you'd rather vote on it next month.
I move to approve.
Judge Bravo moves to
Schedule as-
approve the schedule, the calendar.
seconded.
Mr. Evans seconds. Those in favor?
Aye.
All right, finally, we've got minutes. I won't say a thing about the minutes. Has anyone had a chance to read them?
I skimmed over and then they'll make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve from Mr. Beagley. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Levant. Those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Is that for both?
Ooh, curveball.
What was the question?
For both.
Wow. And there it is.
No, I missed it. Is there a question? Or?
There were 2 sets, apparently.
There are 2 sets. Minutes.
Yes.
I sent 2 different
Minutes, it
emails,
says.
So,
I thought the motion was to approve the minutes.
minutes.
That-
Okay, cool,
yeah.
perfect. Thank you.
And that was said as a plural. I took it as a plural.
I did, and I second it as a plural. If I didn't sing it, I
Meeting of the
would
minds.
have. I had a chance.
I looked it over and it just looked like it was one
We stay
big
here for 5 more
document
minutes, we're going to go
size.
Blue Perfect.
We stay 5 more minutes, I'm gonna wet my pants.
It's a lot of information.
You gonna shit your pants? All right, anything else for the good of the order? All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
Moved.
We are out of here. Thank you so much. Happy New Year.
Good job.